Beautiful example of asset resynchronization, SMT break levels, all those good characteristics that I like to trade and exploit. But I didn't trade the day. Set out today. Didn't wake up in time, I'll be honest, slipping a little bit. I'll give myself a break. I am on Hawaii Standard Time. So, market open for me is 4:30 a.m. and I was sleeping like a dog. I was passed the fuck out. Did not see this. So this is all purely hindsight, but it was super clean, and I like to backtest, journal, and then sometimes talk through like really great examples, like this one in itself. So I just posted to YouTube. That's just kind of what. If you see my prior YouTube videos, that's all it's been. Um, and big old goose egg on the viewership. So this is kind of just more of a self accountability journal, and just me teaching my own self. So whatever. Let's get into the price action. So you had NQ having a strong continuation candle down lower, all assets. So you would assume bearish price action from a fractal model's perspective. Frame EQ, see if it's open low or open high rather into this level. But this downward expansion of this many days, you would assume some sort of price action to come back in. So I was expecting bullish when I was looking at this. I was like, Friday will probably print like a little bullish consolidation candle. Like, I'm just gonna sit out, man. I'm, day off on Thursday. Like, it'll probably be low volatility. Of course, the markets were like, fuck you. This shit's gonna be clean as hell. It was a little bit different. So a series of if-then statements. So what didn't happen? If price disrespects the EQ of the level, then it's probably going to go higher. It's going to be like sort of a reversal candle day. You're just going to have to, it's just, you're running the gambit. You can have hard disciplinary rules, but if you have more so specific or scenario specific rules, you can kind of catch trades like this to where like EQ wasn't respected, but we did see a manipulation into a relevant level, this fair value gap with SMT, and then displacement lower after this level is hit, and you can kind of catch that SMT break level, resynchronization of price. We know these markets to be synchronized, so there's characteristics that you can follow, study, backtest, and then exploit. So yeah, so when you get into this, let's break it down to the 4 hour. So we're coming into the day, we didn't have an established low of day, and that's really crucial. It's like the easiest when you don't have an established high of day or low of day. If price just kind of chops downward and you don't have an established high day, a lot of times you'll see just running the open is the cleanest and easiest trade. Especially when you have this higher range one like this, like it really just chops high into relevant level, puts in the divergence that you like to see to really put the signatures on a true reversal. So you can catch this SMT level. There's a fucking loud ass motorbike going by. Motorbike, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's loud as shit. But we do have an established low day. We might have an SMT at the low. So how do you validate this? How do you know that either side's gonna hold? And a lot of times this is why I just sit and wait for the 10 a.m. to show its true hand, because I don't know. You don't know. The assets are desynced. So one of them is in foreseen distribution. That just means fancy word for one showing you the true move. Is it truly going to continue lower? Is it truly just going to manipulate this low here and reverse higher? Which then you would trade these assets as they're just closer in proximity. But what occurs is 6 a.m. comes, hits this relevant level, prints a C2. So there's a couple other things. I'm not going to run through the characteristics of what you would have on the scene if it's just going to trade higher. But what you do want to see if you want to trade lower are these things that exactly occurred. You have the 6 a.m. PSP. Was that not even a PSP? Am I smoking dick? Pause. Okay, so it wasn't even a 6 a.m. PSP. I'm tripping on that one. Anywho, so we have a 6 a.m. SMT into gap. Cool, two stage. Now the previous leading asset that put in the higher high SMT now puts in the lower low, small opposing run. So you can trade ES as well. And when this external range liquidity level is engaged by YM, instead of expanding away from it and all assets turning higher, which you want to see if you wanted to trade higher, it just puts an inside bar and consolidates to allow these play the game of catch up, because they are synchronized markets, so they have to resynchronize. They have to. Like, you know this to be true. They are synchronized, so there's characteristics, like I said, that you can backtest, study, learn, then trade them. So you have the SMT two stage, boom, open high, small opposing run, systes. What you can really see it on the 1 hour time frame. Just a really just unestablished, like price just opens up. Like, do you trust this as a projection profile to be the high of day or the low of day rather? Like, you would rather see in boom, have a SMT, SysD, then I would say trade it in here. But that's not the development of this candle at all. So you're either going to have like a shit consolidation candle, or this is going to play out. Like when you have these signatures in price. So open high first, no established low of day. With previous day low being ran here, there's a chance to establish the low of day based on the SMT and push NQ and ES higher, but that's not what we see at all. And also with this, I probably just would have sat on it, honestly. I just don't even like these signature price. We've already expanded pretty high. So like from here, maybe you'll catch this range, but it was just a weird day. So I don't know what I would have done. If that would have happened, I probably would have sat on my hands, but I didn't even trade it off, so I didn't do shit. But yeah, instead, YM hits this level and consolidates, printing an indecisional inside bar candle. So this validates this SMT above. So you have SMT, boom, two-stage, and what you're going to want to do is drop down. So once you see these higher time frame characteristics, you're just sitting on your hands. You're letting price develop. You're seeing this, and then right from there, you're going to jump down to your respective lower time frames. I like 5 minutes. This is just higher probability. You sometimes miss some moves, so I'll jump down to the 3 minute, but never the 1 minute. I just blew accounts on 1 minutes, and personally, I just don't touch them now. Those are my strict disciplinary rules when it comes to trading, because I just blew accounts. So 5 and 3 minute, you miss them. There's always another day, but most times you really get the high probability setups. So when you go to the 3 minute, it's really clean here. You have the SMT. Let's go here. So you have the SMT at 10 a.m. get put in. So this is exactly what you're going to want to see in price. As price hits this external level, it does start to put in those reversal signatures of displacement, the V-shaped recovery that you want to see out of a reversal signature, V-shaped recovery. But as soon as it engages, it retraces higher into premium discount. So it retraces higher and then immediately dumps. These are keywords that you want to like really ingrain in your mind, like immediate. Like if it just consolidates, like if this would have just opened and kind of just like chopped around, then I'm not really viewing this SMT, like this two-stage and all that shit as high is going to be valid. Like it'll probably just chop and then like run it, and then the day's kind of cooked and I would sit on my hands. But when you have this 10 a.m. candle open, just study the 10 a.m. candle. Study these 6 a.m. manipulations to 10 a.m. continuation profiles. Like you can make a good amount of money just trading static 2R, 6 a.m. manipulation, 10 a.m. continuation. Like just let the first 5-10 minutes of the 4-hour candle, that 1 hour 10 a.m. candle develop. You see clear displacement. You have an SMT draw available to the low or high. Smack that shit. Static 2R, exit out, build accounts, fundeds, copy trade them, boom. So you have this SMT, yeah, previous leading asset, now turning bearish in the market. SysD, boom, trade it. Boom, trade it. Just fucking send it. You have an edge, you back test it. Your probability metrics are above 50% if you're just targeting static 2R. I think you can run it with 40, but boom. And then look at all this. Just look at all this LR you can just run. Boom. This is consolidating. It's just kind of chopping. Reverse is lower. On side with this synchronized move, now all assets are synchronized. We have this desynchronization as this is going lower. This one's putting in that manipulation higher, holding SysD, resynchronization of all the markets, because we know that to be true, they must be synchronized. And then you just trade. When markets are in synchronization, synchronized markets expanding in unison are the easiest market, like the most volatile, clear moves. So get on side with this price action, trade it lower, static 2R, or you can go to the true draw and really bang out a nice trade here. But this is exactly what you want to see to validate those higher time frame signatures. Higher time frame runs all, but you need to validate them on the lower time frame to see the wick formation and then trade it lower. So really clean trade out of the day. Wish I would have taken it, but I didn't. And that's just kind of how it goes. Should have not sat out, should have been up, should have been trading this, but super clean. Yeah, so that's my read on price for the day. And goodbye.